welcome everybody to another get together with What's Up, the Energy Stories with a Purpose, brought to you by Cornell Cooperative Extension, Community Energy Engagement Program, where tonight we're going to be discussing what is community solar. So I want to thank you for joining us and welcome you to the discussion. We're going to be talking all things energy at the show, What's Up, share some stories, share some laughs, and give you some information to make informed energy choices. I am going to be your facilitator for this evening. My name is Sean Welsh. I work with Cooperative Extension with the Community Energy Engagement Program. I'm joined by my fellow community energy advisors and Cornell Cooperative Extension educators working on NYSERDA's Community Energy Engagement Program, Colin and Danielle. Say hello, guys.
Hello, hello. Hope you like our new theme music.
Yeah.
I do. We're working out some kinks, and I want to thank Chris Calapiello for donating that music to us for use.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. In this program, we hope to share some stories and really kind of talk about all the energy choices and decisions you could face in a day or a year. And we want to help folks make the most informed energy choices they can. The Community Energy Engagement Program is a program that's held throughout New York State in each region and through local community energy advisors in all 10 regions across New York State. These advisors help residents and businesses reduce their energy consumption and energy costs and make informed energy decisions. All right. So today, if you want to participate in the conversation, we welcome you to pop some questions into the Facebook Live chat, where we'll be monitoring them as we go and try to answer any questions we're able to. But like I said earlier, this week's the topic is what is community solar? So I thought to lead it off this week, we could let NYSERDA give us a hand with this one and share a video with everyone to kind of set the stage for the discussion. So
Ooh,
bear with me as
video.
Yeah.
Future of clean energy in New York State is brighter than ever before. Communities across New York are now getting access to solar energy through community solar. They're saving on electricity bills, reducing their carbon footprints, and stimulating their local economy. How does community solar work? The process is actually quite simple. Solar panels are installed at a site in your community. Depending on the community solar project size, dozens or even hundreds of community members can subscribe to a single project. Clean energy generated from the site is then fed into the local power grid. You continue to get electricity from your utility without having to install solar panels on your roof or property. You receive your share of solar credits through your utility, which will lower your monthly electricity bill. What about billing? Will anything change? You'll continue to receive your monthly electricity bill from your utility. As a subscriber to a community solar project, the solar energy that your share produces will appear as credits, lowering your monthly electricity bill. In most cases, you'll receive a separate bill from the solar developer. The credits on your electricity bill will cover the cost of the developer's bill, meaning you'll be paying less than you normally would for electricity. In summer months, the panels generate more electricity, so you will earn more credits. Any unused credits you have at the end of the month will roll over into the following month. When an entire community stands behind clean energy, some pretty amazing power can get generated. Find a community solar project near you by visiting nyserda.ny.gov/findcommunitysolar.
All right. Well, that was a pretty informative little video. So let's just kind of jump right into it, guys. Uh-oh.
Oh, the darn autoplay.
All right, sorry about that. So what? And now you guys have been out there talking to lots of folks over the last couple of years within the program, kind of the Community Energy Engagement Program, talking to folks at festivals and gatherings across the Mid-Hudson Valley. What, if any, have you noticed about the confusion maybe with solar?
I think to start, I mean, that video does such a great job of covering the whole spectrum, right, of what community solar is about. But people often just shorten it down to solar. You know, do you have solar? Are you interested in solar? And solar can mean a lot of different things. There's a very traditional sense of solar, which is like your rooftop or your ground mounted solar. That's considered, you know, behind the meter, and you're just getting the electricity fed straight into your house from that. But there's also like the in front of the meter type of solar arrangement, which is where community solar lives. So that's one of the big confusions I hear a lot. Which is just like, oh no, my house isn't good for that because it's too shady, or I live in a big apartment complex. But community solar is actually what has helped enable folks that couldn't take advantage of traditional solar to still benefit from clean energy.
Yeah, and I would just echo Colin's. I've had similar experiences in the field, and even some people who may have had maybe a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth from just having too many solar people contact them trying to get them into solar, and just a lot of confusion around it because they hear one thing from one company and one thing from another company, and they just don't know who to believe. So I often get questions clarifying those things, and it's difficult because each company does have their own differences. So I mean, a lot of the onus is on, you know, the customer to do research to see, you know, which they would like to choose.
Really great point. So really community solar is just another option for folks to get involved with solar and renewable energy. So like you said, Colin, if you don't have the space to put up one of these traditional ground mounts or like a rooftop mount, you can still get involved, right? Now, there are still some incentives and things available for those though who would like to go that like personalized option with a ground mount or a solar mount or a rooftop mount.
I would say the other thing that community solar does is it helps get over that hurdle of the upfront costs. That solar for a long time has just been considered a premium thing that, you know, only if you're independently wealthy could you afford to do solar. But community solar aggregates people's buying power, and through a subscription. I mean, there's no upfront cost to do it. So I mean, that's another great way, as the video pointed out. It's actually about saving money, not about spending money up front. And there's a few different kind of things or options when it comes to community solar, but those subscriptions, I mean, there are no upfront costs.
So yeah, like you mentioned, there's a couple different models. So do you want to go into that? So subscription versus the purchase model, which the purchase model, I haven't seen that much out there in the communities because, you know, as you and I and Danielle kind of travel around the Mid-Hudson Valley, we do get to meet a lot of these folks that work with these companies and to get a little familiar with the models. But you want to speak to that a little bit, the subscription versus the purchase kind of aspect of this?
Sure. I mean, so community solar it's still not super well defined in terms of what that is. But in a broad sense, I mean, the community has a stake in this, that it's not completely private. And so there's lease options where you can almost think of this like a community garden where there's plots and there's panels, and you are leasing a portion of all those panels and you're getting the credits from that. There's a subscription model where you're agreeing to offsetting your consumption from the utility by a community solar project, in which case they're trying to do some matchmaking in terms of your consumption versus the credits that are generated. And you get, you pay back whatever credits come onto your bill that way. And then there's a straight out purchase model where maybe that's the least common one that we've seen, but that is sometimes good for, say, a housing development or a co-op, a group of neighbors perhaps that want to make their money go a little bit further, and they all combine their wallets, their budgets, and are able to purchase cooperatively a solar array that they all then distribute and benefit from.
Okay. Okay. Now, I mean, you're signing up for a community solar agreement. So what that really means is you're signing a contract when you're getting involved with these companies. So just some tips and tricks that you guys think we should talk to folks about when you're looking at these contracts is kind of what I want to get into. So any suggestions along those lines?
I would first just say, you know, it's a contract, so read it over. Make sure you read it and understand it. That's the most important thing right off the bat. I mean, I know both of you actually have community solar, right? So, I mean, you would know better than I, but so I'll leave it to you guys.
I mean, I've gone through the process. There's some couple things you want to look for, especially when you're shopping around for community solar. One, understand the difference between an ESCO and community solar. And there's some good resources online through the New York State Public Service Commission about what ESCOs are. So encourage folks to understand the difference there. But you know, when you're comparing community solar to community solar, look at the agreement term. Look at what if there's any penalties for ending your contract, or how long you have to give notice if you're going to be moving or something. Can you take it with you? If there's any type of service fees or deposit upfront, you want to know that. And also, I mean, probably the biggest selling point is just what the guaranteed savings are off of your utility prices. They typically range, when I was looking, from 10 to 15% off of the utility price over the whole term, which is one of the main advantages of community solar, is that guaranteed savings.
Yep. Yeah, and I think one of the things too that can be beneficial for folks is if you're looking at solar, community solar, or even solar like a ground mount or a personalized kind of system for your own home, look into efficiency matters too. Look at the options you have for getting a home energy assessment. You can once again go to our website, MidHudsonEnergyChoices.org. You can reach us through our Cornell, Sullivan County, Cornell, Dutchess County, Facebook and websites as well, and fill out an intake form. Let us know what's going on. We can get you involved with one of these home energy efficiency programs that offer lots of ways to make sure you get an audit and then kind of air seal and upgrade your envelope, your building envelope, the outside exterior walls, to be ready for your solar. So use as little as possible, really.
And I just wanted to point out that both Colin is a renter and Sean is a homeowner. So this program is for renters and homeowners alike. Yeah,
no, that's a great point. Renters, homeowners, it really kind of, even if you live in like a multi-family building, you can take advantage of a community solar subscription. And I would be remiss to not mention, if you're a low income owner, there's an option too. Colin, you want to discuss that a little?
Yeah, if you're a low income customer, a utility customer, a really easy way to provide your income eligibility is if you receive HEAP, SNAP, TANF, or SSI, SSDI, any of those types of things. You could actually get no cost community solar through New York State's Solar for All program. Essentially, think of it like an extra level of utility bill credits, but those credits come from clean community solar in your community. And there's a few projects we're very fortunate to have here in the Hudson Valley. Almost any utility service territory in New York State has it, except for Con Ed, I believe. We're still waiting on Con Ed, and we're hoping that they'll get some projects here soon.
And so the biggest difference I would just say with this Solar for All is if you were here to join us for the first little short video we showed, it's the same process, except that at the end, you don't get that extra bill from your community solar farm. So you don't have to worry about that bill at all. The only bill you get is your electricity bill. So it's a lot easier to manage and a lot easier to understand.
Yep, and you just see that credit show up. To close it out, I just wanted to show the availability of community solar in the state of New York right now. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen one more time, show folks that you can find out where, no matter where you are in the state, where you can go for more information. Now, this is a NYSERDA website, and you can see by this screenshot that there are a lot of community solar projects in and around the Hudson Valley, especially especially when you look at the whole state on the whole, we have a considerable amount of projects going on. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's really a cool time to weigh your options with solar. And if you have questions, we welcome those questions. You can give us a call. You can reach out to midhudsonenergychoices.org, you know, or email us through our Cornell websites. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for your time again this week. Really appreciate the time to chat, and really kind of welcome you again next week if you'd like to learn more about another energy topic. Next Thursday at 5 o'clock, we'll be back.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Thanks, Danielle.